Right at the convergence of the Three Rivers on Art Rooney Drive, we welcome you to Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Pittsburgh Steelers. This will be taken in at the 1. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
All right, here we go. 3-19! 3-19!
Now a first carry for Giovanni Bernard. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. The linebacker Ryan Shazier there to make the tackle.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Set! Green 39! Green 39!
They'll run it now out of the gun. Oh, spinning away. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
First down, he'll drop to throw. To the left side here for Eifert. No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he stopped immediately there. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down.
And when the defense wins and gives up no yardage on a running play, that's something they can build on and carry themselves forward throughout the game.
Back to throw. He drops it off for Bernard. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. That one good for 15, and the Bengals get a 1st down. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. the shotgun. He'll look to throw. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, third down. Now, keep in mind, they did have 3 interceptions last week. Couldn't quite come up with a first-quarter pick that time.
But they had to like what they saw in terms of reacting when the ball is thrown. We had an expression when I played. It was called break on it. Every time the quarterback puts the ball in the air, break on the football. Go make a play and accumulate those interceptions.
Former defensive back. You remember those 3 interception games. It can be contagious, give you a little momentum.
They really can, and it doesn't matter whether it's one person or if you spread them across your entire defense. Everybody wants a piece of that pie.
The 7th play now of this opening drive. This is 3rd and long, though.
Detroit! Detroit!
They'll look to throw here. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a first down. His first catch, good for 14 there and a first down.
Detroit! Detroit! Gone! 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 Detroit! 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 Gone! 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 Gone!
Back to throw now on first down. Almost able to intercept it. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on this first drive. Instead, second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. They'll run it here with Brown. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to third down. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on third down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
It's been a pretty long opening drive. This will be play number 11 coming up on third down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gone, gone. Gone, gone.
Looking to throw. Steps away. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Javon Hargrave coming in to drop him for a loss of 8. And it'll be 4th down. And his kick is good. Oh, he just did tuck it into the bottom of that left corner. And the Bengals are on the board first here. It's 3-0. A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle, right? No big plays given up, no balls over your head. Bend, don't break.
Hold on. Chestnuts?
You like
Come
that
on.
one?
What does that mean, break out? That just because you break chestnuts?
I'm not sure about that, but I'm just going with why they said that. I have no idea. We spent so much time talking about the physical side of the game. How about the mental side? They just gave up a field goal, but they didn't get down at all. Big-time return. They're set up to try and at least tie the game up.
So good field position for the Steelers as they come up 1st and 10. Now a carry for the former Michigan State man, Le'Veon Bell. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. On 2nd down, it's Bell. And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory. Glover Quinn there on the stop.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Lucy.
Bortles looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. And that's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
On 4th down, here comes the Steeler punter Jordan Berry to kick it away. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals getting set to go. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they've got to make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead him to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4. Now a carry for Bernard. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are, figure out the things that they really want to accomplish, and who to run behind. Which are your better blockers? Find those guys and get in that direction.
And the Bengals on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5.
Now let's go. Blue line it. Blue line.
Back to throw here. And that is incomplete.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
And he'll take it on this side of midfield. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Steeler offense, they're set up nicely as they take over. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. They go play action here on first down. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Carl Lawson coming hard that time. He's able to run him down for a loss of 12. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go. From the gun, it's Taylor. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Carlos Dunlap in there to get him, and this pass rush strong now. That sack's on back-to-back plays. Third and long. Taylor and company hoping to regroup after the sack.
56. Mike, 56. Right there. 56. Two-jet.
From the shotgun, it's Taylor. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. An incredible play there. They do get big yardage, but they're still stopped a yard or two short, and it's fourth down. And this one is going to just tuck into the bottom left corner as he gets it to go. And that will tie us at 3-3. Well, maybe a little bit of an anxious moment there as that ball got closer and closer, but it does curl in.
Yeah, actually did a little bit of a slow dance there with the left upright, didn't it? But had just enough space, as you said, for it to curl in.
The Bengals offense now, they head back onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Well, they had to run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on second and 10.
Gun! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky.
Back to throw now on second and 10. Going deep downfield. It got his man complete. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on first and 10.
Detroit! Gun!
They'll set up a throw. Over the middle, that's caught by Ross. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down at the 34. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be third down.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. Now the Bengals on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky.
He'll look to throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there and get to the good defensive position, able to affect the play.
And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice, an ambitious effort, but it's well short. And this game will remain tied here in quarter number 2.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
And because they couldn't hit the long field goal, they are set up nicely offensively at the 41, 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Taylor. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. And when you go 5 wide like they just did there, you can't really max protect, can you?
No, you cannot. What you're hoping is that by going 5 wide, you're forcing the defense into coverage. And if you do that, you got a chance to find some people downfield. But if they audible themselves and go into a blitz, then it's got to happen right now.
Or
very
lights
quickly,
out.
Or exactly right. Turn them out. That play's over.
On 2nd down, Taylor eluding the pressure right. Room here to run. So 1:56 to play in this first half. Back to Heinz Field after this. They'll throw on 1st down with Taylor. It's complete to Brown, right side. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Escaping the pressure right. On the run. This is caught inside the 15. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Corey Coleman, his first touchdown on the year. And the Steelers are able to strike for 6. Extra point put through by Boswell. And the lead is now 10-3. Boswell on now to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And out now, here come the Bengals. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Get a little closer.
Yeah, well, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Watch it now, Barney.
The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Gun!
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Boyd's the target, and he has it over the middle. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Now the Bengals on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
Gun!
He'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It's way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. Just 18 seconds remain till halftime as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground with Bell. And he'll go down after losing yardage at the 10. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. And now a timeout defensively after that 1st down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number 1. The give is to Bell. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the 2nd down play, they burn the timeout, making him sweat out the final few ticks here in the 2nd quarter. Third and long, it's Taylor. Flushed out right. He can run for it, and he will. And they'll get him down right at around the 11-yard line. So we reach halftime here in the Steel City with the Steelers on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, so time for the 2nd half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the 3rd quarter. This will be taken in at the 1. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the 3rd quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show him one thing, hit him with something else. Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Slow. Four down. Check. Z.
They'll go again with Bell. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Now after the run by Bell, here's another 1st and 10.
slow.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game.
Z.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Carl Lawson in there to get him. His 2nd sack now of the afternoon.
That's his 2nd sack of the game, and the best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23.
Lucy. Green 80. 11B.
Working from the gun, it's Bortles. He's going deep for Brown. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 16. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They set themselves behind the chains, tried to get it all back in one play, and it backfired.
Didn't it feel like a pitcher working his way into a 3-0 count, right? You're behind. What do your coaches always tell you? Get it back one pitch at a time. In this case, they tried to get it back right away, and it didn't work out.
They'll begin here with Bernard. And he finds enough of an opening to get this one back up to his 20. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the 2nd level.
And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. Now the Bengals on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Now back to throw. Looking for his tight end, Eifert, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Trey Boston. And this one will be brought back to the 22. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Again, it's Bell. And they'll get to him just inside the 15. Even after the strong run we just saw, they're able to corral him quickly defensively. And he's able to get most of what he needed on the carry there. 7 yards on the gain, and it's 3rd and 2 now.
Slow. Ready. Flag 32.
They'll try and run for it with Bell. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage back at the 17. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. This will be a 34-yard attempt. And Boswell's kick is good. And they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
After the successful field goal try, here's Boswell to send it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now this Bengals offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. They'll start on the ground here with Bernard. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and they're going to face a 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
And we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. That's taken it around the 40. Just a 25-yard punt. Not what he was hoping for by any stretch. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Out comes the Steeler offense now, ready to see what they can do here. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Pushing forward for 3 up to the 48. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for a 1st. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. Back now in Pittsburgh. It's Steeler football, and they have the lead as well as we begin quarter number 4. Here's Jordan Berry now as he'll kick it away for the second time. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. The Bengal offense now gets set to head back out onto the field. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Forced out to his left. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course. A hat tip to P.J. Williams there defensively, making sure that one didn't find its target. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Watch it now, Barney, Barney. Over.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Flush to his, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Shaq Lawson in there to sack him for a loss of 6.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Now the Bengals on 3rd down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This is 3rd and 16.
Gun! Watch it now, Barney, Barney.
They're going to look to throw. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. T.J. Watt in there to drop him, and back-to-back sacks now bring up 4th and long. The Bengals bring out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. The Bengals bring out their punter now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. It's taken to the 26. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. They were forced to punt last time, and I doubt sincerely that they'll have to punt here because they're gifted with terrific field position.
I don't even want to think about the idea that they would end up punting starting with this type of field position. Neither do they. Great starting spot, great opportunity to run your full playbook. They want to take a shot here, they can go ahead and do it.
Big Geno Atkins there to bring him down.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. And the Steelers on 3rd down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Taylor. And he's going to be grabbed Willis in there to get him for a loss of 9, and that'll lead to 4th down. Here's Jordan Berry now as he's on to punt for Pittsburgh. 46 on his first kick, this one in that neighborhood as well. This is taken at the 15. That'll wind up being a 50-yard punt, though they do get 10 back on the return. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. He's going to air it out, and he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by the former first-rounder, Artie Burns. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
Now a first down carry by Bell. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
A give to Bell. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
I know you feel that.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Here's Taylor. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Geno Atkins in there to record another sack. Their 6th of the afternoon. Here's Jordan Berry now as he's on to punt for Pittsburgh. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Nearly a huge return, as it is still a very good one. 24 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. So now the Bengal offensive unit back out onto the field. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens.
All right, now, look at 56.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's going to take another shot here. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, 2nd down. Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
Not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done, but guess what? We see the end result. Right now, they have their eye on victory.
And leading here in the 4th. Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. And they went for a big play through the air on 2nd down. Couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
No. Check. Patriot. Gun. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And able to find Green. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. A really good pickup of 28 yards. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. This quarterback now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10.
Detroit! 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 Detroit!
He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. Again, he'll drop to throw. It's brought in by Adam Humphries. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. It's a solid pickup of 11, and it's 2nd down. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is now with his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
Now the Bengals on 3rd down. They're hitting it just 30%, 3 for 10. This is 3rd and 4.
All right, here we go.
They'll drop to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Shaq Lawson in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has, but in his defense, he hadn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense.
In his defense. I got it.
You see what I did there?
Yeah, he needs better protection, that's for sure. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense, as the clock will stop with 1:06 left to go in the game. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. He's got his man here. It's Green. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Boyd. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Tyler Boyd, his first touchdown on the year. And the Bengals have got it back to a 1-score game. Crosby with the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Bell. And he'll take this one down to the 36. And now the Bengals are going to call another timeout. as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. They'll run it with Bell. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go in the game. And the Steelers on 3rd down, as bad as you can be. 0 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Now Bell. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So for the Steelers,
The Bills are now on the clock. The Packers are now on the clock. The Titans are now on the clock. The Giants are now on the clock. The Bengals are now on the clock. The Packers are now on the clock. The Redskins are now on the clock. The Cowboys are now on the clock. The Panthers are now on the clock. The Bengals are now on the clock.